Welcome to the Black Woman Hill Show. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Well, could you introduce yourself for us?
Yes, my name is Brela Marie. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, 24 years old, and yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna get started. What's a moment in your life when you felt completely unseen or unheard, and how did you overcome it?
Mm. I think the moment of my life where I felt like completely unseen um, was when I was the most like joyous, if that makes sense, on the outside.
Mm.
Like where I was just like out again, like partying, making everybody laugh, being the one that's ready to turn up, down to turn up. In that moment, I think I was seeking some form of validation or just trying to be seen and just to have a quote unquote space for me, but knowing that I was way bigger than that space, if that makes sense. So I
Mm.
was trying to fit myself in this box, in this tiny box of just like, oh, look at me, like I'm out drinking with y'all, blah, 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 but knowing deep down inside, like I'm called to bigger spaces. So in that moment where I tried to be that friend that was always down for a turn up, always down to do whatever, honestly. Like I was the friend you called when you was down to do whatever.
Mm.
When I was in that space, I felt like I was just trying to be seen, heard, or understood, but it wasn't fulfilling for me. So, yeah.
Okay. Who is someone you lost that still inspires you or motivates you to this day?
Honestly, I think my grandpa, his work ethic, top tier. He was very selfless. Like, though we were like adopted grandchildren, right? He didn't treat us no different. Like, he treated us as if we were blood, you know? And I think with that, it just shows what type of character he had, what kind of heart he had. He had a big heart, real stand up guy, honestly, like, real stand up guy. He was very just like loving, caring. And again, his work ethic was amazing. So I think that's something that I hold close to my heart about like how he really carried himself. Even though he was a man, like he still carried himself with good morals, good standards. Um, and yeah, he didn't like play about his business and stuff. So I think I want to be that same way. I know I want to be that same way.
Okay. What does healing mean to you?
Mm. To heal means that you have to dig deep, right? To the deepest, darkest things that sometimes nobody ever knows about you or even think that you remember, right? From when you were a kid, right? When people think you forgot about things that happened to you, you have to dig deep, literally, um, and find ways to sort out where things took a turn. And when
Mm.
you figure that out, it's more like, for instance, for me, like, it takes a huge amount of vulnerability and boldness to actually say, okay, this is an issue. This is where it went wrong, but I need to talk to somebody, get some help. If you need a mental health therapist, you're not crazy, you're not a psycho, that's self-care. Even if you think you are okay, you need it. And I think healing is a huge form of self-care. Because if you're not healed properly, how can you love somebody else properly? you
Mm.
know so you can, like I could have masked my hurt, I could have masked my grief, I could have masked my sense of like wanting to belong or wanting to fit in. I could have masked that, like I could have put on a mask and but at some point I feel like that would have been revealed that I was just faking it all along. So don't one of the things that I like to tell people, like, don't allow yourself to get to a space where you're so eager to serve other people to where you're not even serving yourself. Whew. So
That was
yeah.
good. That gave me chills. That was good.
That's real though. Real life.
Yeah, I
Real
like that.
life.
Oh my goodness. If you could go back and speak to your youngest self, what's one thing that you'll tell her during her hardest moments?
Stop being so hard on yourself.
Hmm.
It's one of my biggest things. Even still to this day, I'm learning. Sometimes you're gonna miss the mark, and that's okay. I'm trying to still, again, at 24 years old, still trying to find, the comfort in being okay with missing the mark sometimes. But I think I was just trying to do everything at once, like trying to dance, trying to be in school, trying to do track, trying to do all these different things. But I had to realize, like, you're going to drain yourself out. If you keep trying to pile all these accomplishments or trying to pile all these activities up, you're going to run yourself dry. So just slow down. Like, what are you suppressing? And I think during that time, I was suppressing something,
Hmm.
trying to find just my space, my place to belong, and again, feel seen, heard, and understood. So yeah, just like if a place, ain't serving you, then it's just not for you. Stop trying to be a part of every room that's not for you. I think when you're young, you're willing to do whatever, whenever, however, with whoever, in terms of like opportunities or just to be around people. But sometimes them ain't your people. And you will know if you feel out of place. So, yeah.
I love that. What's a piece of pain or trauma you've carried for years that you're finally learning to let go of?
Of pain. I think betrayal of friendships, especially friendships that I really valued and cherished. I've been struggling with just like finding that form of just like people ain't perfect. Like, even Jesus was betrayed. Like, of course of course we're going to be betrayed. Of course there's going to be somebody in our circle that does some snake stuff where it feels like, okay, I need to get my get back. But at the same time, it's like, but did Jesus get his get back though? He still washed his feet. He still washed Judas' feet. Even though Judas had betrayed Jesus, he still washed his feet. So I'm like trying to find that within my spirit to where I can give that same fruit. So having a friend that's close to me betrayed me in a way that I've never even expected out of nowhere. I think that's something that I've been trying to just come into terms with. Like, friends is going to come and go. Like, it's okay. Some people are just for some seasons. And I cherish friendships and I cherish sisterhood and I cherish all that. But at the same time, it's like I'm not going to force nor beg nobody to stay with me.
I love that. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you take care of yourself when life feels overwhelming?
Again, like ground myself in the Word of God. I found me a really good church home. So I think with that, surrounding myself by other women of God that are my age, and then also having a mentor that is a little bit older than me, to where she keeps me spiritually grounded as well, making sure that I'm aligned. Because I've noticed that like if I'm not spiritually right, nothing in my life is gonna feel right. I have to be in alignment. So with that, again, like read my Bible, going to church, and then serving in any way that I can aside from church, like getting in the community, visiting some DV shelters, reaching out to those women who also feel, unseen, unheard, and misunderstood. Again, just being a light in somebody else's, darkness is some of the things that I've been trying to do. And again, that goes in hand in hand of me just still being a servant, right? So how do I take care of me is what you asked.
Yeah.
Shoot. I feel like I find joy in just like being there for other people though. I think that's a form of taking care of myself. Okay, anyway. I did have a therapist at some point, but I need to find another one because I think that was just for a season. So I did have a therapist at some point. So right now I'm searching for a new one. But therapy really did help me. So yeah, just like, again, spending time by myself. Sometimes you get to know yourself when you spend time by yourself. You don't always have to have a crowd of people around you. You don't always have to have your partner around you. You don't even always need a partner at this point. Like, be single for a little bit and see what you know about yourself. I think the biggest form of self-care is getting to know you. Who are you? Do you even know who you are? So that's some of the questions I've been asking myself, and that's a big form of self-care for me right now.
Okay. What advice would you give to another Black woman on her healing journey?
Yeah, so you are not your past. You are not what somebody else did to you. You are not, a parent that broke the home. You are not that. Your past did not define your future. And I think sometimes we as Black women put so much pressure of trying to be the voice for our family or trying to be the one who sets the example. But sometimes you can take a break. Like, it's okay. And just because you take a break don't mean that you're lazy. We're so on the go. We're always trying to make a move. We're always trying to build the business. We're always trying to build other people up. Sometimes you need to just check in with you. Most times we don't really understand when we're drained out because we're so used to just, where can I help, or where can I jump in, or where can I do this, where can I? Sometimes you just need to be still. Just be still. And when you're in stillness, you're able to really heal your heart and hear your heart. You're able to hear it, then heal it. Because when you're so used to drowning yourself in work, you're suppressing things that's not even being dealt with yet. So you're suppressing the things that I had talked about earlier that you have to dig so deep down inside to get out. You're suppressing that when you keep piling things on. Sometimes we find healing in accomplishments and titles. It don't happen there. Because still, you have to still go home with that same area in your life that you're not really truly healing properly. The accomplishments, the titles, the things you're doing in the community is amazing, but you must heal you first. And when you heal you, you're able to show up more boldly more with like confidence and with a sense of courageousness in this world than you were before when you weren't really healed. You can't love nobody until you love yourself. And you think you can. You can't serve nobody until you serve yourself. And when you think you can do that, you will find yourself one day, one night, ready to call it all quits because you have neglected your heart, your mind, your soul while trying to chase everybody else's. So take heed and understand that you sometimes need to be priority. And that's not selfishness, that's not you being selfish, but instead that's you using wisdom and understanding that sometimes it's good to unplug from a world that's so loud and chaotic. We're trying to heal a problem that some people don't want to be healed, if that makes sense. So maybe there's some people that don't want to be healed right now, and that's fair. But when they're ready, you be ready. But in order to be ready, you must heal you first. So sometimes I think I'm talking to those people that are so eager to serve people or just be the helper or be the fixer. That's good. That's a good heart to have, and that's a good characteristic to have. But at the same time, you can't force nobody. We can't be God for nobody, right? So instead of trying to do that, let's shift that focus to ourselves first. And when you heal you, you're able to reach those who honestly don't want to be healed. And through your healing process, they're able to see, again, how restorative the Lord is. Because again, I'm a Christian, right? I'm grounded in faith. So it's like they're able to see how powerful the Lord is and how much he can transform a situation or a season from being bounded to grounded in him. So yeah, I feel like I went on a
No, that was good. That was good. I think a
tangent.
lot of women out here was be able to enjoy exactly what you just said. And so my last question would be, if you could shout out one of the strongest black women you know, or just a few black women that you know, I just want you to spend this time right now, speaking on them.
Oof, you can make me cry. First and foremost, definitely my mother. I think right now is a really challenging season right now. It's just a lot going on with my family. But I think my mom is holding down the fort for real. Like, my mama, she's strong. I was thinking that earlier. Like, my mama, she really that for real. Like, she is a strong black woman, and I love her. And it's just like sometimes, sometimes we look at strong black women as like masculine or, always trying to like, just be the man. But sometimes you're put in a position where you have to be that. You're put in positions to where you have to put on that hat where it's like, all right, we about to figure this out. We about to be a problem solver. We're about to be the one to set down ground rules, all the things. So my mom is all that. She's been all that since I was little. You know what I'm saying? She's a strong black woman. I love her. And again, I've been trying to remind her to only control what she can control. And yeah, like she gets in this mindset to where she has to be in control. Like she loves control. She loves being in control. She loves having her hands like she likes being the pilot, right? But sometimes you need to be a passenger, and that's okay, because you're gonna stress yourself out. So I've been trying to remind her to just sometimes take a break. But I see her working. She's a nail tech here in Indianapolis, Indiana. If you want to go to get your nails done by her, Lux Nails, right next to Yummy Bowl near Castleton. Check her out. Oh, her name Dee Dee, by the way. I don't know if she's gonna like me giving her name out, but you know what I'm saying? Clientele.
Okay.
Clientele. But yeah. And I think another one too, like my grandma. With her, like they were raised, my grandma's older, so raised in a different time. Things were very different, and I don't come from like a rich family, you know what I'm saying? So that can speak for itself. But I think she paved the way for my family being like Christian and all the things, like going to like an apostolic church and all the different things. Like she paved the way for that, and I love her for that. Also, she was the first Black woman that I know to like get her master's within my family, if I'm not mistaken. And that inspired me as well. So just being able to see her just like, go to school and all the things, like just being able to see pictures and things like that, even though I was little, just being able to know that she made that accomplishment speaks volumes to me. And it made me like push after getting my master's, which I graduate in a couple of weeks. So with my master's. So that was just inspiration for me. So yeah.
Give a hand clap for those Black women. So thank you so much for coming on. I think this will really inspire so many women that's watching this. And I think anything else you would like to say?
Again, stay grounded, not bounded.
Absolutely. Thank you.